welcome to the show. So, there's been a huge debate about food generally. That's what we're diving into today. And I think the media over time has sort of perpetuated this myth that everything must be kept in the fridge to maintain freshness and to increase longevity of our groceries and our food from food shopping. So let's take a look at what the reality is: perception versus reality. From ketchup to pineapples, the food that should never be kept in the fridge. What are they? Well, let's dive in. Refrigeration, or rather, refrigerating food helps it last longer and reduces waste. There's no arguing that. But there are always exceptions to the rule. So let's check them out. Let's say apples, for example. Apples last much longer when stored in the fridge. But most people leave apples on the counter for a number of reasons. Not everybody likes to bite into a cold apple if you have sensitive teeth, for example. But it's a fact that apples last much longer when stored in the fridge. The line between what could and should be kept in the fridge can be furrier than a year-old jar of pesto. A survey by Which found that just 1 in 5 of the people surveyed checked a condiment label to see where it should be stored. Right? We think we know it all. We think we know what goes where. We don't check the label from the manufacturer and take their suggestions on how to store the food item or product. Marriages have exploded. Families have warred, and housemates have done unspeakable things with toothbrushes over the kinds of arguments that can erupt over whether ketchup should be kept in the fridge or the cupboard. The Love, Food, Hate, Waste campaign has a fairly definitive A to Z of food storage on its website, full of interesting tidbits such as tucking in your mushrooms under a tea towel in the fridge. Adorable. According to the site, eggs are best kept in the fridge. Bananas and uncooked pineapple should live in the fruit bowl. But most other fresh fruit and vegetables can be given an extended shelf life by being refrigerated. Just be sure, they suggest, to bring them back up to room temperature before cooking or eating to increase the flavor. In other words, with certain foods or fruit or vegetables, refrigeration helps elongate the shelf life, but actually reduces the flavor. Potatoes and onions belong in a cool, dark place, such as a vegetable basket, ideally in a cloth bag, except spring onions, which should be kept in the fridge. You can also store soy sauce, ketchup, brown sauce, mustard, olive oil, pickles, and chutneys in a cupboard away from sunlight. Even if the label advises refrigeration or refrigerating after opening, according to Which. So basically, they're saying that even if the label is telling you to refrigerate the item, there's certain times where it's not necessarily correct. You can store soy sauce, ketchup, brown sauce, mustard, olive oil, pickles, and chutneys in a cupboard away from sunlight. Most people put ketchup in the fridge. Storing it in the right place keeps your food fresher for longer, and it saves you money, right? Who doesn't want to save money, especially with inflation and the prices today? Says Ellen White, an advisor at Love, Food, Hate, Waste. And I quote, "If you're keeping bread in the fridge, it will go stale quicker. It needs to be in the cupboard or a bread bin. How many people are keeping their bread in the fridge thinking it's going to last longer? The only way to keep your bread longer is to freeze it. And by freezing it, now your only option is to toast it directly from it being frozen. If you let it thaw, it's going to be soggy. If you keep your apples in the fruit bowl, they will go wrinkly quicker. Store apples in the fridge. You'll be amazed at how long they last. The broad message seems to be that keeping things in the fridge can keep them better for longer and therefore cause less food waste. Not necessarily true, right? This is a marketing and PR lesson here. What you see is not what you get. What you hear is not necessarily the truth. Do your research. Pesto, mayonnaise, avocados, butter, and dips will last longer in a fridge than they might in a cupboard. But when it comes to honey, bread, pastries, grains, nuts, cake, and bagels, a cool, dark cupboard with well-sealed containers is fine. You learn something new every day. We thank you for stopping by. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.